All right, so we're starting something new today.
We're venturing into new, unexplored, uncharted waters for us.
For us, did you know that the ocean is only 10% discovered?
I knew that mostly just because every time I look at deep sea fish, they look like they belong on another fucking planet. And then I
Oh my
remember
god!
that there's more of them deep down that we've never seen.
No, literally, there's so many fish that we've never fucking seen before.
I saw this one where I forget the name of it, but it was this big worm looking thing that spirals out, and it's made of a bunch of not microorganisms but very small organisms that all click together to act as one, and even touching the thing is deadly. And apparently it's the longest creature on the earth.
I mean, so many of those fish down there are poisonous to touch. I don't know, chow. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
The internet.
I was gonna say dating.
I guess that too. Yeah. Toxic in their own ways.
Yes, very, very much so. For those of you who've never don't know who we are, never heard our voices before, never seen our faces before, my name is Maxwell. From Maxwell Media Inc. And I have with me my co-host, the esteemed Thomas Vaccaro.
AKA the Unicorn of War, even though I tend to try and avoid wars. The name just sounded cool, okay? Don't judge me.
Yes, we have gathered here today because we're starting a podcast. Normally, what we would do is if I'm podcasting, we would talk about something specific. But
Usually some gay shit.
right, but I feel like today I kind of want to start this adventure based off of a podcast that we like. So we're paying. So one of our favorite podcasts got discontinued because they just decided to stop making it out of nowhere.
Because
So
they had the audacity to go live their lives
literally have the audacity to
offline.
be independent people and have their own lives. So Thomas, tell the people what is No Lies Detected.
Okay, so No Lies Detected. You got me into it at first, and it is a podcast hosted by Megan Tonjes and Michelle Moore, and they are two bad bitches who basically what they do is they receive emails from people. Initially, they would go out on Yahoo Answers, and they would look for people who are seeking advice, and they would be continually dumbfounded by people who don't know themselves or know what they want or know how to act in basic ass situations. And the whole time it would just be the girls reading them for filth, but from a growth kind of way. In a way where it's y'all are unhealed, y'all don't know yourselves, y'all are putting yourselves in situations you don't need to be in. And I think for both of us, it just kind of made us start to view the way that we look at ourselves and situations completely differently. I think it helped us both to become more self-aware about situations we put ourselves in, and I miss it desperately. I miss these women so desperately. I think they made an episode post-pandemic, just one random episode out of the blue after a long hiatus, and we haven't heard shit since.
These women refuse to come back. They refuse to come back and do their jobs by entertaining us and exfoliating our toxic souls. Girl.
Which, to be fair, I mean, they've talked before about how friendships have seasons, how everything in life is a season, and perhaps the season of that show is over. And on some level, I respect that, but on another level, I am deeply betrayed.
I'm that's very rude. That's very, very fucking rude.
What are we supposed to do out here, especially as the state becomes more fascist, as the world literally falls apart? Where are our guiding lights?
Literally, where are our guiding lights? When the world needed him most, the Avatar vanished. The Avatar vanished.
They did. I watched Megan and Michelle come back in 100 years or something because they found a way to live for longer.
I hope fucking so. I don't know, child. So basically, we're just gonna pick up where they left off. If they're not gonna do it, I was you know what? Be the change you want to see. So I decided that I would just make my own podcast with my best friend, and we would just give people advice who didn't ask for it.
Max literally like just pitched this to me one day, and I was like, yeah, sure, I got nothing better to do. That sounds fun. And I do also really like podcasts where they go on Reddit and just read the stories and give their takes. Like one of my favorite podcasts is like Two Hot Takes. I love that shit, man. I don't know. I just really like the messiness of real life situations and everybody throwing in their 2 cents.
I also very, very much enjoy that.
It's fun to watch the drama, not to be in the drama.
But, however, there have been times where, like, I am the drama or you are the drama.
Sometimes you are, in fact, the problem. Hello, it's you.
Yeah, for those of y'all who do not know, we are massive Swifties. So, like...
Unfortunately, it's a disease we both suffer from. It's been hard on us, especially since a certain album ruined both of our lives last month.
No, literally.
The life of a showgirl, more like the death of a Swiftie.
I wonder which one, because I have a couple saved that I want to go over with you.
I just assume that you had these on file, ready to go.
I had these on file. I downloaded the Reddit app. Okay.
Now you downloaded the app. Why would you do that? You did this to yourself for the sake of entertainment.
I literally did. And I was like, I just need to
I tried Reddit for like 5 minutes. I didn't understand it and I feared it and I never looked back.
I mean, that's fair, but I am adventurous. Let's
okay.
start with this one.
Oh no, am I the asshole for telling my brother that the day he was born was the worst? We're starting strong. Oh my god.
We're starting strong.
Holy shit.
I feel like we should take turns reading
okay.
these. You go first with this one. I read this one earlier and I wanna get your authentic reaction reading it.
Oh god. Alright, let's fucking do this, shall we? Okay, context. I, female, was born in 1962 in a rural area before ultrasound machines were everywhere, and the nearest town was not that close to us, and babies were born at home and delivered by the same midwife. That doesn't sound very fun. That sounds horrifying. Girl.
It sounds disgusting, like girl.
I'm like, what about complications? Where are my drugs? Like, every day, I'm so grateful I was assigned male at birth. Anyway.
No, literally.
So when I was 7, my mother got pregnant with twins and had no idea she was carrying 2 babies. And the midwife, who had just delivered the first baby and probably did not realize there was one more to come, had to be immediately driven by my father to another farm where she was needed, which means that when my mother's contractions started again, I was then alone in a farm with her and the first newborn baby, and it was up to me to deliver my youngest brother with my mother instructing me.
mean, girl, they didn't have no neighbors, they didn't have no friends, they didn't have nobody they could call, they didn't have no phones, like, girl,
oh my god.
It had to be right then and there, like, girl, like, she couldn't have called nobody. I mean, your 7-year-old had to do it. It's kind of wild.
Oh my god. Well, then again, she did mention they lived in a rural area, and like I've also heard stories of like if you live on a farm, you're kind of used to like that shit with the animals, but like to go through that with humans is a whole other level of scary.
And I feel like for the dad to, I get that the dad probably needed to take the midwife somewhere else she was needed, but at the same
she
time,
couldn't walk. This is not walkable. It's the country.
I'm not suggesting that she walked, but it's like, girl, it's like this woman literally just had a baby. And it's like, yes, there are things that can go wrong during the birth, but there are some of the things that can go wrong post-birth or after birth. So it's like, girl, to leave her alone with the newborn baby and the 7-year-old, it's like, if I was the husband, I wouldn't necessarily be thrilled about that. So I
would want to stay for observation.
Right. So I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe it would, to give them grace, maybe it was like some sort of emergency, or like the midwife had originally planned to stay, but then something came up and she was needed.
My thing is like, okay, so did you like schedule yourself to be like, to help with several births on the same day? And I had another thought where I'm like, she had to be driven. So she does not have her own vehicle to perform this job? Do you require the families to drive you when the birth is happening?
Very interesting.
That's
and then it's like,
okay.
yes, I don't know. Continue.
All right, let's see. This was hands down the worst and scariest moment of my life because I feared both my mother and the baby wouldn't make it. And thankfully, it all worked out. Now, here's what happened. Last weekend, my husband and I were celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary, and we had a party and people were making speeches and talking about us. But when the mic got to my brother, who of course has no firsthand memory of his own birth and only knows what he was told about it, he took the chance to tell the story as if it was a fun anecdote. And then my dad, and this is quoting him, and then my dad got home and there were 2 babies instead of 1. So funny. Anyway, thanks, sis, for helping me come into the world. And now that back to her. And everybody thought it was fun and sweet, but to me it was the opposite. It brought back some memories that are not at all positive to me. Ooh, girl, I get that. Because that's...
Girl.
I mean, it all worked out, yes, but that doesn't change it being like a really traumatizing, frightening experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get that, especially if like nobody else gets that. Especially like I feel like to say it wasn't like that, you almost feel like you're kind of ruining the mood and other people would probably make you feel like that, which makes it even worse. So like, not only do you feel like shit, you also feel like you have to put on a face or just piss everybody off. Ugh.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, it's like, have you ever expressed that to your family, number one? And then number two, why wouldn't it be a fun anecdote for your brother? You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like he was just repeating a story that he was told rather than like her coming to him and being like, hey, this is really traumatic. You know, like, it's giving
right.
She never really brought that up. And now because if it was me and I heard that story, I would say, oh, that's like so cute and sweet or whatever. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it does sound fun.
Like,
it sounds like a very fun, exaggerated story until you like realize that a real human being went through this and they were tiny.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Which, it also begs the question, who's been telling him this story? Because it hasn't been her, obviously. Like,
probably
is it the dad?
The dad, or like...
I don't even think the mom would necessarily find it all that funny, because, like, you know, you're left alone and your own child has to help you with your delivery of unexpected twins. Maybe it's just me. That doesn't sound fun.
It does not sound fun.
Oh, boy. Okay. Back to the story. My mood completely shifted after that. And I think my brother noticed at once because he came to talk to me afterwards and asked if he had said something wrong. And then I told him that it's not a funny story to me and that the day he was born was indeed the worst day of my life and not something I'd like to think back on in a happy moment celebrating my marriage. And he went quiet and then said, wow, I was trying to honor you and that's how you thought of my speech? The thing is, I wasn't saying that him being born was a bad thing. I love my brother. It was just that the circumstances of his birth made the occasion traumatic for me and that he should know better than talking about it as a fun fact if he had put himself in my shoes. But now I think I should have kept quiet and said nothing. Either it bothered me or... Okay, typo. Whether it bothered me or not. Wait, okay, so... Y'all have never talked about this before? It's only coming up now? What? How has it never come up before?
I'm gonna be the asshole and say that yes, you were the asshole, number one, and number two, you should have kept that shit to yourself. Bring that to
Damn.
I think that you should have left that in therapy, or left that to your mama, or left it to your daddy, or whatever, because he was trying to honor you. Why are you jumping him? I mean, not to say that you did it maliciously. I do feel like you were like trying to have that conversation, but the reason I feel like go to therapy first, talk to somebody else about that first, because obviously you did not have the language to go to him and convey, because as someone who sometimes sees my sister as an op, I definitely understand being born and like you being born to into a family where there's already like a older person or older people, and then they like resent you for that. So we also don't know. Well, I know she said she loves her brother, but we don't know if there's like resentment there. We don't know if they've had like other things in the past come up. Because I definitely know what it's like to be the younger brother, and like there's the older person to being like, girl, I don't see it for you. It's like, girl, what did I do? And it's like, girl, because you were born. Because why would you tell that boy the day that you were born was the worst day of my life? She didn't say,
Yeah, there's not really there's not really many ways to take that other than wow, okay. Sorry,
like, wow,
I exist.
Like, and then, so again, and like I said, we don't know if they've had other relationship things in the past, like with their brother-sister relationship. So this could also be triggering something else that we don't even damn know about.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I think
that's
girl,
a very good point.
I think you should have saved that for your husband at night. But like, girl, husband, what my brother said pissed me, and that y'all should have worked through that together. I went to your parents, I went to a counselor or somebody. But to bring that to him like that, girl, yes, she was an asshole.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to agree especially because that question for me like keeps coming back up. Like, y'all have never talked about this before. Like, this is your 40th wedding anniversary. So like, not to say that you're old, but you're old. So like, what this is telling me is that not only have you like not necessarily unpacked this, but you also have not like the communication doesn't sound like it's very good in this family, because like the fact that y'all haven't talked about this, you haven't like, it's just very strange on like pretty much every front. And I will say though, the fact that your brother noticed that you were upset and wanted to check on you, I think to me that suggests it definitely wasn't malicious. I don't think someone who would want to check on you would be meaning to hurt you, and I don't really blame him for like taking it that way. Like, I get that you're hurt and this is coming from a very traumatic place, but at the same time, like, as adults, as grown people, it's our job to unpack our traumas and not like, we have to be very careful about who we share those traumas and those wounds with, because there's a very real chance we could end up hurting people with our own wounds. And I think in this case, you did hurt your brother when he was just trying to uplift you and your marriage. And I think that's shitty. I think that's basically just tainted the whole event. Like, it already sucked. It didn't need to suck this much.
Right. And it's like, I'm not saying that she should have never, ever, at no point brought it to him, but because you couldn't, I feel like you should have thought, okay, how can I communicate, how can I communicate this effectively? And if you feel like you couldn't communicate effectively, I would have sat on it until you
right. But the thing with that is, though, that requires you to unpack it on your own, and I don't think she has. Like, which I think is especially troubling, because this happened when you were young, and it's your 40th wedding anniversary. So that tells me you've sat with this for like decades, like your whole life basically. And that kind of thing, if you don't unpack shit like this for yourself, it grows and like it festers and it seeps into basically every facet of your life and who you are. And that probably tells me that there's other shit like this that's probably gone down, that's leaked out from stuff like this that you haven't dealt with.
I wonder,
and I find that very troubling.
I wonder what her relationship with the other. I'm gonna make an assumption that it was just two boys that were born. So I wonder what her relationship was like with the other brother that was born first. Because I feel like maybe because there's that traumatic aspect of like his birth, that maybe they have a different relationship than she has with her other brother.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I hadn't thought about that, because, well, it could be that, but it could also be that like maybe it seeps into her relationship with the other brother too, just because there's that inherent twin link. Well, because we don't know. There's a lot about this that we don't know. We're only just reporting on the information that we have, and the information that we have has us very concerned.
Are there any responses to this?
Let's see. Well, I don't know how Reddit works, so I don't know. There's a judgment bot. Am I the asshole? And I'm like, okay.
Okay, I scroll down. It's YTA stands for you the asshole. For how
Yeah,
you
Reddit
phrased
really
that.
loves
I
their
don't know.
abbreviations like that. They love
I
it.
don't.
They'll abbreviate fucking everything. There's like there's a bitch eating crackers abbreviation. And I'm like, y'all just can't say bitch eating crackers. You have to write Beck.
Yes, but Kofi Shy Fishy said, "You the asshole for how you phrased that." I don't know how else. I don't know how else someone should take being told the day you were born was the worst day of my life. You had to had you said the day you were born was very traumatic for me. I was so scared that you and mom wouldn't make it. That would have conveyed a whole different sentiment.
Yes, and not only would it be different, it would be more honest. Because like you said, you don't view your brother as like as a burden or anything. You love your brother. What you felt was fear, but because you haven't unpacked it, you don't fully understand what it is. So you're just kind of like lashing out in the dark.
So yeah. That was one response.
Good Lord.
Another response from Sweet Fancy Moses 23 says, I actually think, is that the name of the OP?
Is it? Hold on, let me scroll up. No, it looks like it's called Throwaway and then a bunch of numbers.
Okay, because Sweet Fancy Moses 23 says, I think I should have kept quiet and said nothing. There was a much better way to convey.
Maybe they meant I would have?
Maybe they meant I would have. Yeah, they said there was a much better way to convey to your brother that his birth triggered harrowing moments in you, which you thought you could lose your mom and him. Calling the day he was born the worst day of your life, yeesh. I mean,
like, damn. Like, sorry I was born. I didn't really get a choice in it, but maybe I should have just stayed in the womb another month.
Another interesting comment said the parents probably made light of it as a way to deal with their own trauma. Maybe the dad just laughed, but the mom must have been quite frightened as well. And it's how families construct their private mythologies. But of course, there's no room for the OP's feelings about this in a funny family story.
Ooh, yeah. That's the thing, too, where it's like, yes, like, I understand, like, this is her trauma, but, like, there are other people going through this event as well, and we don't necessarily know how they all felt, whether they were also traumatized, whether the joking is their way of coping. Like, I feel like we need to extend a little bit more grace. Like, yes, we can be upset that it's played for jokes, but maybe there's a reason why. Like, there's a reason why people laugh when they feel uncomfortable or when something fucked up happens. It's because we don't know how to feel, so we just kind of instinctively do that to offset the emotions of the situation.
Yeah. I wonder if there's an update. Is there an update?
Is there? I don't know how you would check.
I mean, normally the commenter would just like comment update.
I don't know. Girl, I don't use Reddit. I don't know how this works. This is an alien planet to me.
Child, yeah, I don't see any.
I haven't seen anything. It does seem like the comments are kind of like on our side though, where they're like, I'm appreciating that everybody's like calling OP out, but like they're doing so like, tactfully. They're like, tactfully. Here are the reasons why.
I guess there's no update. This says that this was posted 40 days ago, so maybe it's still developing.
Oh, this is recent. Oh dear. Well, good luck to whoever this is.
Good luck.
I would say go get some therapy, but American healthcare is shit. Is this an American? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, child.
American centric.
I have some other options for us. We have, am I the asshole for telling my husband no? We have, am I the asshole for dropping off my kids with my wife when she's grieving with a friend? We have
Oh.
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over this? We have Am I the asshole? Okay, we already read that one. We have Am I the asshole for calling my best friend's husband a useless piece of shit? And we have Am I the asshole for telling my wife she can't have it both ways? Oh, and my personal favorite, Am I the asshole for telling my brother's wife that being a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean stay in bed and be lazy?
Oh, okay. Let's do that last one. Let's say have you do your favorite.
Okay. I'm gonna send
Which also, because it's your turn to read, so.
It is my turn to read. I'm just gonna send you links so you can read it too, like so you can know what I'm saying.
So I can follow along. That would be nice, especially because I have the attention span of Dory, so I will forget what you say in 2 seconds if I don't have a reference.
Literally. All right, so this one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother's wife that being a stay-at-home mom doesn't mean stay in bed mom? My brother, male, 27, and his wife, female, 25, have a 5-month-old baby. He works for long hours while she stays home to take care of their baby, and I live about 10 minutes away from them and drop by sometimes to help. Okay, so far, so good. Happy family, brothers are close, uncle helps. I feel like you don't see that often. I feel like normally it's like the female family members will chip in and help with the baby a lot, you know?
Yeah, usually aunts, grandmothers, that stuff.
Yeah, so it's nice to see men stepping up. All right.
We love to see that.
Love to see it. Let me continue. But lately, every time I go there, she's in bed scrolling on her phone or saying that she needs a break. The house is a mess, bottles everywhere, laundry not done, dishes in the sink, baby crying most of the time. Last weekend, my brother called me saying he was losing it. When I got there, he was trying to cook dinner with one hand, holding the baby in the other. His wife was literally in bed watching Netflix. I ended up feeding the baby, cleaning up a bit, helping calm things down while she stayed in bed the whole time. Ooh, it's not looking good for mom.
No, now you're making dinner one-handed while the bitch is watching Netflix. Oh my God. See, I was like, does she have like an illness that makes her bedridden? I don't know.
But you know what this
Let's
is
keep
giving?
going.
Because this is my first time reading. So far, it's giving postpartum. But let me just continue. I don't know. Let me continue. After that, I went to her and asked if she was okay, and she replied, yeah, a bit exhausted. I can understand that being a new mom is rough for people, but my brother works 40 to 50 hours a week and still helps with the baby. So I lost my cool and said, being in home doesn't mean that you always have to be in bed scrolling and watching TV shows. She started to cry and complain to my brother. Now he is mad at me for hurting her. I literally don't have anything against her. I just felt bad for him doing everything by himself, and he is still mad at me for that. Am I the asshole to say these things to her because I wanted to help my brother?
I feel like we're missing thing. I feel like we're missing some crucial details.
So with all we got, like, child, this is what we gotta do.
Oh God. See, I'm not, because I want to like lend grace to the mom, especially because we hate moms culturally. We always just assume that when they fuck up, it's because they don't care about their kids or just that they're bad at their jobs. Meanwhile, dads get to do the bare minimum and they get praised for it. So my main thought is just like, is something else going on with the mom? Like you said, is it postpartum depression? Is there some other like invisible illness that we don't know about that's leading to this? So I feel like I can't judge this without thinking about that. Because on the one hand, I understand where the brother is coming from. Like you have limited knowledge coming into this situation. You're just going off what you see, and your loyalty is kind of to your brother rather than his wife. And you see him doing all this work, and you don't necessarily see what, the wife might be dealing with. I can get that feeling of frustration and like saying shit like that. I am I
I'll
gonna say
say,
asshole? I'm gonna say asshole. Yeah.
I will say you really are the Megan of this show and not the Michelle, because I was about to say, girl, I don't give a fuck. You
Oh
are
wow.
the
Okay.
asshole, girl. I'm gonna say, listen, I think the brother is an asshole, and I'm gonna tell you why. That's not your business. Your
Ooh.
brother is married. Your brother is married. That's their marriage. That's their business. I get that you like to come over and help, and you help your brother, and that's cool. But like at the end of the day, that's his wife and that's his baby. So if he wants to work 40 to 50 hours a week and struggle, and then come home and have to clean up and hold the baby and feed the baby and cook, that's his business. You can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. It sounds like your brother doesn't want to be helped. It sounds like your brother is in a difficult situation. Now, would I want to be in this situation? No. But at the same time, it's like if he's allowing her to do that, who are you to say anything about it? Who are you to stop it? Is she harming the baby? Is she abusing the baby? Is she abusing your brother? If the answers to those questions are no, then I would say mind your fucking business. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I would personally say.
Yeah, when you phrase it like that, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Like I can understand that like concern for your brother, but it's their problem to sort out if there is a problem at all. And the baby's 5 months old. Yeah, like especially if they're new parents, like that's fucking difficult. That is like you walk into any situation like that, girl, it's calamity hours. They are making some of the worst mistakes you've ever fucking like conceived, you've seen. Like you kind of have to just let them figure shit out and just trust that they know what they're doing, unless like as you said, the baby is like literally in harm's way. That's when you step in, but
Now
otherwise it feels like a line is being stepped over.
Yeah, but I'll also say this. Now, this is two parts. I just gave the OP my advice to him, but this is my advice to that couple. Because let's not act like the OP is crazy and nothing wrong is going on. No, bitch, something wrong is going on, because what the fuck is going on? Because listen, I get it. It could be, but I think that you can't just sit on your hands and knees and come whine like a bitch about it. As a man, and I'm gonna take it there. As a man, if you want to be a man and a husband and a leader and you're in your family, in your household, you need to take charge and be like, baby, what's going on? Like, is it emotional? Is it physical? Like, what is happening? Like, we need to talk this out. Maybe we need to get some help, some counseling. Like, you need to help your wife through whatever is going on with her and not just write her off and throw her away, because for better or worse, for richer or for poor, like that's where those vows come in. And I think that if you have to cook a little bit more and help with the baby more and do more while she figures that out, I think you owe her that grace. I do think as her husband, and she ain't done nothing wrong to you, you're her husband, you owe that to her, and you owe that to your baby. Because like when we read that you have a baby in one hand and the spatula in the other hand cooking and cleaning,
I did lose it.
we did gag, but at the same time I'm like, no, why are we gagging? Women do it every day. My mother did it every day. Women do it every single day, with a husband or without a husband. They work, they slave at work, and then they come home, they deal with their big head ass babies, and they cook and they clean. And the men sit there and watch TV and football. So when the same thing is happening, but it's the man working and the woman is sitting there watching Love is Blind on Netflix, it's sympathetic, but it's not that damn sympathetic. That is just as much your baby. That's just as much your responsibility as it is hers. And that's not to say that she doesn't have any responsibility, because I'm a drag ass too. But I'm also saying that it's hard, that's what you signed up for, being a parent. Like, I get that you're a guy or whatever, but like, it's just as much your baby. Like, all that mothering, all that like nurturing, compassion, doing for the baby, it's not like, because I feel like the story comes from the mindset of like, because she's a woman and this is more of her responsibility, then we should be more mad at her. But I'm not gonna be more mad at her, because it's literally just as much your baby. Like, yes, she did the part where like she carried it and she like, shitted it out. But once she did that, like, girl, like, it's just as much your baby. You are just as much responsible for it, and you need to do all of those same things that you expect her to do. And I think that the way that he told the story, he also expected us, the audience, to feel more compassion for him as a man doing those things. Like the imagery of
Right,
him
because it's like,
cooking and all
look
that
at me,
shit.
I'm being told to do things I'm not naturally supposed to do.
Look at me, I'm cooking and cleaning. Girl, women cook and clean every damn day. Okay? With or without
A lot of women have, like, a lot of couples nowadays, like, both of you have to work in order to survive in this fucking horrible economy. And usually in those situations, in like the straight couples, women still end up doing most, if not all, of the household chores, because that's just kind of what's culturally expected. Like, there's not even a question about it. When it's like, why is this, like, it's a partnership, and it's not always going to be an even 50-50 split. It's like you help like cover each other's weaknesses, like, back and forth. So if she is dealing with something, like, y'all need to deal with it. But if she is dealing with something, like, yeah, you do kind of have to step up and handle more things so that she can rest and deal with it, and the kid can be provided for. Like, that's what a partnership is. Like, and like you said, like, y'all signed up to be parents, and being parents is exhausting because you're caring for like a little human being 24/7. You don't get a break from that, which is honestly very terrifying, but you know, that's how it is.
You know? And then on top of that, necessarily, this is what I would say to the wife if I was talking to her. I'd be like, girl, you need to figure whatever this is, girl, you need to figure this out. Because
this cannot last.
On one hand, I do get that, like, it was not the brother-in-law's business to come to you. But then for you to start crying and acting like, oh, he was being... Girl, don't start that bullshit. Because if it was me and I was telling you about yourself and you started that crying and boohooing and hiding and shit, I would walk out of that house and you would never see my ass again. And good fucking luck doing all this baby shit all by your lonesome. Because I also think this. Because let's get real. Let's talk about this. Most people traditionally love their mothers more than their fathers. And what I mean by that is because we live in a society where mothers are supposed to do all the child rearing and the caring and the, oh, you have a boo-boo and here's your lunch and all this, sweetie, I'm gonna make your bed, let me do your laundry. I have a friend who is of age and lives with his mom, and he's like, I have to he's like I can do my own laundry, but like my mom just likes to do it, and if I were to say, no mom, I could do my own laundry, she would get offended and she would get sad. Like, oh. that's how much like that servitude shit is baked into women. So especially to take care of their male children. So so, you know, to piggyback off of that, I would say that because fathers, they are trained that their only worth to society is their pocketbook. Their only worth to a family is their money. Their only worth to a family is their hardness, their strength, and their money. They're supposed to be out of the house as much as possible, working.
Right, and when they're in the house, they should be teaching the children either about sports ball or how to use a gun.
And when they're not doing that for recreational use, they sit on their ass, do nothing, and let the woman cater to them and cook for them and do whatever they need to do for them. And that, but like, I feel like people don't realize that creates a matrix, that creates a dynamic where you have one parent giving me all this love and all these hugs and all these kisses and affection, and then the people do that for 18 years, 25 years, 30 years. And then when their children are adults, they're gagged that their children don't kind of don't fuck with them or aren't as close with them as they are with their mothers. Like... Right,
because the mom spent all that time like developing an actual relationship and dynamic and like get them both, like parent and child, getting to know each other while the dad was away. And like, with family relationships, they just kind of expect the bond to be a given. Like, they shouldn't have to put any effort into knowing the person. Just having the blood connection should be enough. It's fucking not. Like, you cannot be shocked if someone doesn't want to have a relationship with you if they don't even know you and if you don't bother to know them. Like, that's not how this works. That's not the basis of a relationship.
You know, like, I know, like, for so many people, it's like, girl, like, men who have adult children. Like, why am I not close with my adult children? Why don't my adult children want to come to me with things to do? Because you didn't spend that time fostering that relationship with those children. And then God forbid if you like the parents break up and like the father isn't in the home, then it's really awesome. Oh, this is your responsibility. I'll send you a check every month, but like don't bother me for all of the tedious little small details of it.
Right, because it is on the mom to like provide emotionally and financially to the child at that point, and the dad can just like do like whatever and then come back occasionally, and he'll get like flowers for the bare minimum.
For the bare fucking minimum, and then are gagged when they have adult children that they aren't close to. You know, it's fucking wild. And back to like the postpartum shit and parents making mistakes. Another thing y'all should know about us if y'all are gonna watch this podcast: we adore Girlfriends. And do you remember season 6? After Toni had just had her baby, she was not the best mom at first.
It was so bad. We're talking like rough. Doesn't show up to her baby's first appointment. Has the nanny that she just met take her to the appointment. Like it's utterly insane. Like, girl, even like at one point like accidentally locks the baby alone in the apartment, and like the father is unable to get in because he doesn't have a key.
And like, all that shit is wild. And while Todd is understandably concerned, I think ultimately in that time in his life, in that time in their lives, he failed Toni, because I get his perspective of like, Morgan needs a parent now and she doesn't have time to wait for you to figure it out. I completely get that stance, but at the same time, I think a lot of that was also rooted in like the fact that part of the reason why Toni and Todd were not together is because after they got married, Todd realized he didn't fucking like Toni. He didn't like who she was. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying he hated Toni or anything, but I'm saying like her big personality, her gimme girl attitude, like her who she was, he did not like that shit. And I feel like he felt like her neglect of Morgan was an extension of that and not like a real emotional issue that she was going through. So that's why he was more flippant about, oh girl, like, I don't have time for you to figure this out. I'm gonna take my baby now.
Oh yeah, because it's one thing to like love a person and like have like a more casual relationship with them. It's another to like live with them and then also to like parent with them. Like, just because you love someone doesn't mean that you're gonna like gel well with them, especially for parenting. It's like you guys kind of need to be on the ball, working together, communicating well, and if you're not, it's kind of gonna be a shit show.
Exactly. I mean, our girl Toni Marie Childs got her shit together and she got her baby back, but it was
best mom ever
at first. But also like that matrix of like the women are supposed to be responsible for all of this child rearing. The fact that Todd was a villain in that story arc and he was wrong for a lot of reasons, but let's not act like part of our instinctual disgust at that storyline is, how dare you, a man, take a baby away from a woman? Like, I think that is part of like, even for myself, I will admit, I think that is part of like my averse reaction to the storyline of like, you know, yeah, Toni left the baby alone in the apartment, locked and unsafe for hours and whatever. But like, she's a woman, so she has it, and she's entitled to the baby. Like, in reality, that is insane. But emotionally, like, that's how we as people feel. And we felt like Todd, as a man, was wrong for wanting to take the baby, even if he had a good point.
Yeah, it is kind of just a bias that is culturally baked into us that we just automatically assume, even if it's not true. It's difficult though, because it's like you have to reckon with that, but you also kind of have to reckon with the fact that like statistically, because we live in a patriarchy and men are dominant, that a lot, if not most men are kind of shit. So, so it's hard. It's hard to balance that.
To be shit. We don't teach men to be shit. We don't teach men to cook. We don't teach men to clean. We don't teach men to do laundry. We don't teach men these good qualities. All we're worried about is, number one, if they're gay or not. Number two, if they can throw a round ball or football or whatever. And if they can get women. If
no,
those
literally,
things are good,
like, I was never
fine.
taught these basic things. I had to teach myself how to do laundry. I had to teach myself.
Like, but they'll teach girls that all day to prepare girls to be
for your future husband.
Future husband, you know? But men are not taught how to do these things. Men are not taught how to be soft and sweet and kind.
Yeah,
like,
what about their future husbands?
Like, what about their future? What about their future? Why? You know, like, I don't know how this man was raised. I don't know how these brothers were raised, but I feel like they had to be raised with some sort of sense and love and community. Because let's also talk about this. I know I said earlier that it's none of the brothers' business, but and to a degree I still believe that, and I stand by that. But I also at the same time I double think is like it doesn't have to be that way, because other cultures, other societies in the past, they raised children by communities. Like other countries in Africa, they would raise children by community. So that would mean like, yes, the baby has a biological mother and a biological father, but like those two people were not any more essential to that baby's upbringing than the community. So everybody was raising everybody's baby.
There's a reason why we have this saying, it takes a village to raise a child, especially because like children need figures outside of their immediate family in order to learn about like social cohesion and like how to socialize with other people. They need it to learn about the world outside of their family. I think especially because my brain always goes to like abusive parents or like very controlling parents who like don't want their kid to interact with the outside world because it makes it easier to control them. The best way to get around something like that, like for the kid to like develop their own sense of self and learn to exist safely in the world, is through community. It's through that experience with other people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. So it's like, I mean, shout out to you for doing the cooking and the cleaning and, you know, the making the money and all of that, and like keep it up. I mean, but like, don't sit on your hands and complain about it and resent it until the kid is 15 and then be like, why is mom catatonic? Do something now. No,
literally, like, please talk. The end lesson is talk to each other. Be open about this kind of stuff.
You know, because at the end of the day, it's not just for the future of your marriage, but it's for the future of your baby. Because, like, the trauma that you make in this baby, it's going to pass on to their baby and so far and so on.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
everybody's lives.
Even if they're a newborn, they're like a little sponge. They're absorbing all this. They notice it. Like, they're not stupid. Like, they're learning from you that when we have problems, we just seethe about it quietly for like 20 years until it explodes.
You know? Or, yeah. So... That was a good one. Yeah, this is very clippable
there was content. God help them all.
So many gems in that. All right. So, am I the asshole for telling my wife that she can't have it both ways? We have, am I the asshole for calling my friend's husband a piece of shit? We have, am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over this?
Let's do the boyfriend one. I'm curious about that. I feel like we need I hope it's lighthearted. I hope to God it's lighthearted. Because God, that was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
Oh my God. I feel like part of this is fun, but part of me is also so scared we might say something the internet doesn't like, and then we end up in the torment nexus for like a week.
Literally, we're like, everyone's talking about us for a week. Child.
Thank God I'm not on Twitter. If it happens, don't tell me.
I won't. I'll keep it to myself.
Thank you.
It's your turn to read.
Okay. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend over this? I, 23 male, broke up with my boyfriend, 25 male. Ooh, we gay? Okay. Let's do some gay mess. The gays can be problematic too. Okay. Boyfriend of 2 years last night. And now I'm wondering if I overreacted. My cousin, a 29-year-old female, just got married to her wife, 28 female. Oh, many gays in the family. Hell yeah.
Double gays.
Let's see. It was a beautiful ceremony. They're the first queer couple in our family to get married, and it meant a lot to me personally. Growing up, I didn't even know if I would be allowed to be out, let alone see two women I love and admire stand up and be celebrated. That's so sweet. Oh, that's actually really I love that. Now let's see how it gets ruined. My boyfriend, we'll call him Zach, came with me. He's met most of my family before, and everything seemed fine. During the reception, things got emotional. A few people gave unplanned toasts, and my cousin asked if I wanted to say something. I kept it short, just said how proud I was, how beautiful it was to see queer love honored like that. That was it. And when I sat down, Zach leaned over and quietly whispered, you know, for someone who's not even in the wedding, you're really trying to make it your moment. Oh! Okay. Let's continue reading before we jump, shall we?
Yes.
I thought he was joking and gave him a look, and then he added something along the lines of, "You gonna cry again, or save it for our wedding that we're never having?" Oh,
the shade!
Holy shit!
Oh, but at the same time, child.
Not the drive-by nukes.
This do you want to see a dead body? Like,
holy shit! Can you imagine? Oh my god! If it were me, I would just simply die. I would simply, I would just leave the wedding.
Well, you don't have to. Well, you don't have to imagine, but like, imagine having a boyfriend who hated you. Like, imagine. I really imagine.
Yeah, I don't.
Like,
yeah, because like I've lived that life, but you know. Oh god. Anyway, where was I? He smirked like it was nothing. I laughed awkwardly because I didn't want to cause a scene and ruin my cousin's wedding, but it stuck with me. I didn't say anything right away because it was not the time or place. I didn't want to make the night about me or create any drama. The fact that he made you think that you were doing that and now you're thinking that because you don't want to address it. I'ma kick some ass. I'ma kick some fucking ass. All right. Later, back at the hotel, I brought it up. I said his comment hurt, especially since he knows how much this wedding meant to me. He brushed it off saying, "Jesus, you're still on that? It was a joke." Oh, not the Schrodinger's joke. Oh my god. You were getting so sappy, I thought you were going to propose. He sounds like a real piece of work. Let me just say. Sounds like a real joy.
I have thoughts. Continue.
Oh, I have thoughts as well. All right. I told him I didn't think it was funny, and then he took a moment that mattered to me and made me feel stupid for caring. He kept calling me sensitive and said I was overthinking everything like always. Ooh, okay. As someone who is quite sensitive and grew up getting made fun of that a lot, I'm ready to get the knives out. Ooh, I'm ready for battle.
Oof.
So I told him I was done. I packed my stuff, called a friend, and left. He has texted since saying I made a scene out of nothing, that I chose a weird hill to die on, and that I'll regret throwing away a good thing over a dumb joke. I'm sorry. Okay. I understand marriage is not for everybody. I get that. But, like, you made the comment that we're never having one, and you still say you're throwing away a good thing. Bitch! The nerves, the cojones on you.
It felt like him saying the wedding that we're never having. It felt like shade at the time. It felt like shade at the OP for not proposing yet.
Okay.
At least that's how I took it. Of like the whole, so you're gonna cry again and save it for the wedding that we're never having. You know, like to me, I read that as shade. But it could have also been, oh, you're gonna cry again and save it for the wedding that we're not gonna have because you know I don't want to get married. Like it could have been either one of those.
That's the thing with text, is that because we can't hear the tone of voice, we can't tell. Because I took it the other way of like, he doesn't want to get married. Like I think maybe it's because like again, it's like we're getting one perspective of it. We're being told all these things. And so I think all the surrounding comments and the way it's being framed is making me read it that way, where I'm not giving it as much grace.
Yeah. And like, let's look at how old these babies are. 23. So he's like my age. He's 23. and then the boyfriend is 25. Okay, like yeah, they're my age.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that is young. That's quite young.
that is young. Okay, and then the cousins are a little bit older. Okay, in my mind, and this is me filling in blanks based on bias from how I read this, I'm gonna make the assumption that the OP is a little bit younger because he is, and also I'm gonna give that we're gonna be stereotypical, and he's gonna be like the softer, more effeminate partner, and it's giving that the boyfriend, what did they say they call him? They call him Zach. Zach is a little bit more masculine, a little bit more rugged, a little bit more detached from emotion. It's really giving that this is like low-key Zach's first gay relationship. It's giving like he's gay but not gay. And what I mean by that is like back in my freshman year of college, when me and my best friend started college, we went to different colleges, but she met her boyfriend, her now fiance, and we made this joke about him that he was like gay but not queer, or he was like a straight gay guy. And what we meant by that is like, yes, he liked men and he liked to sleep with men, but at the same time it was also like he did not necessarily see himself as queer. He grew up like he's white, he grew up rich, he grew up privileged, he grew up elite, and he didn't really deal with any of like the barriers of like queerness that other people deal with. Like, does his family necessarily accept it? No, not necessarily, but like also like he's a masculine, white, straight presenting man, so it's like they can't be too upset about it. And
yeah, that was my thought when you described it. I'm like, because like we talk about this all the time, it's not just about like how you identify, it's about how the world perceives you. How does it treat you when you walk through it? And for someone like that, it's like you don't necessarily internalize a lot of the traits that other people who are perceived as queer internalize. Like, I like the both of us, like we were even talking about this before we like hopped on like this call to record. Like we both have kind of experienced shit where the world kind of knew we were queer before we knew we were queer. And it sticks with us.
And it sticks with you. And I think when you're not someone like that, it's like, why is this a big deal? Why do you care so much? Why are you so emotional? It's just a wedding.
Right, like it's this big important symbol about what you can be to him, but to his boyfriend, it's not. Wow. Okay, this is also full circle with another thing we talked about, where it's like we talked a lot about like older YouTubers that we grew up watching, and a lot of them being queer or queer couples, and it's like this representation of something you can have in a world that doesn't want you to exist. And it means a lot. Like you cherish that shit. And I get the feeling that your boyfriend just doesn't feel that way. Like, not to say that like he doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he might not, but I'm also like, have you like explained why you feel that way? Have you talked about that, like what it means to you? Or are you just assuming that he gets it because he's also some shade of queer?
You know, you're just making the assumption that he gets it. And but I do want to also say that because I don't have context, I'm going to make the assumption, and I could be an asshole for making this assumption. I'm going to make the assumption that this was not a one-time incident. I'm going to make the assumption that this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Because if you were so serious and committed to the fact that he'd already met most of your family and you brought him to your cousin's wedding, I'm going to assume that y'all were pretty deep into a relationship or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty serious. Where
dated for
you don't introduce just anybody to your family.
For 2 years, right? So like 2 years deep to this relationship, and it's at the wedding. It's like I'm gonna assume that this is a build up of a lot of shit. And like,
and there were other comments he made, like where I think he's called like OP sensitive before. Like this feels like a recurring thing.
It feels like a recurring thing where it's like he's just like, yeah. I think there are a lot of I tense up and I start to stutter because I don't want to say straight acting or straight presenting or whatever, because I don't want to make anybody feel erased or invalidated. But like, I need y'all to understand where I'm coming from. So I'm going to continue to say mass presenting or straight presenting gay guys. So when you have those kinds of gay guys in relationships with gay guys who are more effeminate, I think oftentimes those masculine gays will really hate and despise the queerness and the femininity in their boyfriends and partners, and that will manifest a lot of times in teasing, taunting, and bullying.
Right, and it might not even be something that they're aware of, because most of the time this is subconscious stuff that like leaks out from the way you've been taught to view things. It's like you love this person, but they are also a reminder that you're not like everybody else, and that society doesn't necessarily approve of you being who you are. So yeah, resentment can build up if you're not aware of those things.
You know, and it's like, we're not getting married. Why are we not getting married? Are we not getting married because OP doesn't want to propose or isn't proposing yet? Or are we not getting married because Zach doesn't want to get married because Zach doesn't want to do that gay shit in front of people?
Right. Or is it just because our relationship isn't at that stage yet? Like, okay, they're 2 years in, or they were. Like, it's different. It is different for everybody. But like, you know, some people, especially when you're that young, like your early to mid 20s, a lot of people, especially younger people, don't want to get married yet because, you know, for one reason or another, they want to like experience more of life. They want to find themselves, or they just want to be in a more financially stable situation. Because let's also be real, it's hard out here. We don't have a living wage. Most of us don't have healthcare. Our prospects aren't great.
Right?
None of us are owning homes. We just have to accept this.
Literally. So it's like, I definitely feel like this was like a straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. And I'm going to say for the first time tonight, no, you're not the asshole. I think you should normalize breaking up with these men for any little thing. I think people feel like, oh, stick it out. All that stick it out shit, that's how you like end up wasting your 20s on men that don't deserve them. That's how you end up wasting some of your some of the best years of your life on people that hate you. You know, it's like, okay, so if you're not gonna get married and y'all have a difference about that, why y'all together? You know, if he makes you feel bad, why are you together? If he said that comment in a moment of like you like being happy and feeling joy, when I'm around, and forget, let's take it off romantic relationships. When I'm in a situation in real life, when I'm feeling people's energy with my friends and like they're happy and shit, like, why go out of your way to ruin that? Like, you know,
like for real, like why would you want to do that for anybody, but especially someone that you purportedly care about? Like, let me tell you, if we, Max and I, if we did that to each other, we would not be friends. We just simply would not talk.
Exactly. It would just be like, no, dead it, you know? I feel like sometimes you don't even know you're doing it, and sometimes you might just have to like,
if you're unhealed,
you might have to catch that. You have to, like, before we even hopped on tonight, I think I was at a dinner with some people, and one of my best friends, like, he's dealing with some health shit, and he's like on this like diet thing, but he's kind of breaking it tonight for a special occasion, and he got this like a breaded chicken thing. Bro, this breaded chicken was about a foot long. It was huge. The plate was huge. The plate was as big as the table. It was quite large.
The table? Holy fuck.
It was very huge. Like, low-key, we could have split it. And
not being Texas-sized.
I knew he was going to eat the whole thing or whatever. And we've like joked about that before because he's like a skinny guy, but he can put a lot of shit away. And
metabolism.
Yeah, my instinct was to say, are you going to eat all that? But then I caught myself before I said it. Because even though in my mind I'm like, that's not, I'm just, you know, making fun of him because he can put a lot of shit away. Like, I don't know how that comment could affect him. And also, like, he's been going through all this health shit and he's finally eating something that he enjoys eating. Like, why ruin them? And he looked so happy too when he got the plate. So like, why go out of, I was like, Elijah, why go out of your way to ruin this moment for your friend? And he just wants to enjoy a nice meal with his other friends. Don't say that. You don't have to say that. That's
some real shit though, where it's like it's hard to catch yourself in the moment doing that. And I think for a lot of people, where they end up saying that because they don't think about that before they say it, and then they kind of get like called out for it. It's like, no, like regardless of your intent, the words that you say can have that kind of impact on someone. And if you are a friend and you care about that other person, I think you should be able to put your own ego and intentions aside and prioritize the reality of the feelings of your friend. Like, it's not about you, girl. It's it's about your friend.
It's not. And if I had said it and he was like, oh, that made me feel like judged or bad. Because he's opened up before, but like, oh, like sometimes people will say something or you'll say something or someone else will say something and I'll feel like judged or like bad or like shit. I'm like, well, I don't want to make anybody feel like that. So whenever you feel like that, just let me know and will correct that behavior like immediately.
The magic of communication.
SpongeBob was like, communication.
I just imagine him saying that as he like does the rainbow thing. I know it's imagination, but you know, they rhyme.
Right. Okay, so some comments said so the crazy cat lazy said, he saw you happy and immediately needed to take you down a peg, didn't he? Because how dare you be happy? Nah, he's gonna be an obvious piece of shit.
An abusive piece of shit.
Said.
Ooh, I mean, yeah, I did kind of have that thought. Like, I know we shouldn't like jump to conclusions like that, but we also kind of have to acknowledge red flags, where especially that kind of stuff. It always starts small, and it always starts with the verbal stuff, where like even if he's not abusive, like, do you really want to be with someone who, like, when you're trying to like be happy or express yourself, or you're trying to express a grievance, they're always like downplaying your feelings and invalidating you like that? Like, this is supposed to be the partner that you walk through life with. Is that really what the energy you want to be met with every single day?
Like, you know, so back to what I said about just normalizing leaving these men as soon as they
leave them, run.
Like normalize being like, okay, you're blocked now. Normalize being like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. Normalize getting up and walking away, because it's like, it's just not worth your time. You could be doing literally anything else. You could have been having fun down to the reception with your cousin, but you over here yelling in the hotel room with this boy who just does not seem to genuinely care about your happiness. So
yeah, and I'll also give it to like the fact that OP is also young and younger than his partner. It's like, this is a process and you'll learn. Yeah, you will learn. I feel like, especially like when you're gay, you do kind of feel that almost desperation to be in like a relationship in order to like deal with the outside world, and also because, you know, you feel like you might not have that, especially because our dating pool is just so much smaller than straight people's. But you cannot let that desperation lead you into a situation where you're with someone who's not right for you or who doesn't respect you. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to understand, it's okay to be single. It is okay to be single. You won't die. Amen. Like, girl, I'm single right now. I'm actually enjoying it. I enjoy not owing people my time. I love going on dates with myself.
I am single, but I'm single because I enjoy being a slut. So I enjoy not.
I respect that.
I enjoy not being committed to anybody. I enjoy being able to do who I want, when I want, go when I want, where I want, and be alone when I want to be alone, and not be. I don't have to answer to anybody in terms of like what I do with my life and my time and my body. And I really
are we sure that. I'm the Sagittarius? Because
I mean, child, it's that Capricorn sun. It's that Capricorn.
I didn't know Capricorns were sluts.
Like, child, rewatch Fairy Tale, because Capricorn. It was given that Capricorn was a hoe.
That's fair. Also, I just realized we never said the name of our show.
Child. Ironically, I think this is but you know what? Megan and Michelle would often be like hours into the podcast and not do the introduction. They'd be like, oh no, we need to introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, y'all don't know who the fuck we are. We've just been yelling at you for 20 minutes.
Literally, we've been yelling. I mean, we explained who we are, but this, for y'all who do not know, this is the Do the Wrong Thing podcast.
Which, like, are we telling you to do the wrong thing? I'm not sure, but it sounds fun.
It sounds fun, and this is where I am copywriting No Lies Detected. This is a show about the truths you need to know and the lies we tell ourselves. And
those are in quotes, so we don't get sued.
In quotes, so we don't get sued by Megan and Michelle. Like, I really hope this inspires them to get off their fucking ass. But you know what? They can't let them outdo us.
We need to. They're gonna be like, we need to talk about these two fucking morons who thought they could jack our shit.
Who thought they could just take our show? Which,
you know what? I would think it's an honor to be read by Michelle. I would love that.
I think that is an honor. That is a true honor. All right. Moving on. What do we have? Let's get to the one where I think I sent you one earlier and you were like, we need to talk about this.
Oh, yes. Because Max sent me one just to, as a preview as the kind of stuff we were dealing with. And I already had feelings. I had many feelings.
Am I the asshole for dropping off my...
crack theories about a lesbian relationship.
Yes. This one is called... because I think it's my turn to read. This one is called, Am I the Asshole for Dropping My Kids Off with My Wife When She Is Grieving a Friend? When she is with a grieving friend. Okay. My wife's best friend, Jessie, lost her husband about a month ago. My wife has been at home almost every single day since.
At her home. At the friend's home.
The friend's home. My job has me being on call time nights, and money is tight, so I can't not be on call. I know Jessie is struggling, but it's stressing me out a ton to be basically a single parent. Since my wife is never home, I have talked to her about cutting back that. Let me learn how to fucking read. Cutting back.
It doesn't help that the grammar isn't great in this.
Cutting back. That ends
Where is
an
the comma,
argument
sir?
About me being heartless. Yesterday, I was on call and I actually got called in. I couldn't leave our two daughters home alone. They're 6 and 9. So I called my wife, telling her she needs to head home right now. I need to leave. She told me no, and to figure it out.
Figure it out, bitch.
Figure it out is crazy.
The audacity.
She said, I will not come home. I could understand if it was like, I'm with my friend, girl, you trying to go play poker or hang with the boys, go figure it out. Baby,
he's literally trying to pay the rent.
Because he's the only one working and your ass. Honestly, full circle to our first am I the asshole with the husband who was cooking and cleaning and taking care of the baby.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that. I was like, I know we just gave grace to mothers everywhere, but we're about to revoke that.
We're about to revoke this shit. Because, girl, what is you doing? At least
feminism is holding you accountable.
At least with the other lady, we could make the assumption that maybe she was dealing with postpartum because she literally just had that damn baby and she was laying in bed all day. But like, girl, you not laying in bed all day. You over there with this other lady, like, girl, like you got.
It's not even your grief, ma'am.
You have 2 children under 10.
Let's continue because we're just gonna keep ranting about it if we let ourselves.
We don't have the money for a sitter. My parents live too far away. Her parents aren't allowed near the kids. They suck. And my friends have their own lives and families. I mean, makes sense. So I packed up the kids.
Unlike this friend.
I packed up the kids and on my way to work, dropped them off at Jessie's house. My wife was pissed that I did that. Jessie is the name of the friend. Okay, cool. Wait a minute. Yeah, Jessie's the name of the friend. My wife was pissed that I did that. Why are you pissed that your husband brought you?
That you have to parent your children.
Yeah, you're not random children, not children from down the street, not orphan children, not children from out of the country, not immigrant children. Your children that came out of your cooter. You shitted these children out, I assume. So, or adopted them.
Oh, you are Michelle. You are Michelle.
Like, you shitted these children out. So, and you're mad that your husband, who has to go to work to feed you, and not just to feed your children, but to feed you too.
And himself.
And himself. Like...
In this economy, I must remind y'all we're heading for a Great Depression.
mind you, this story is 7 days old.
Ooh, oh, girl.
At the top it says 7 days ago. Baby, this happened a week ago.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. And it's bad out there right now. Oh, no.
This lady need her ass beat.
You need every penny you can get, bitch.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass. This lady need her ass beat. What? She was pissed that I did that. When I got back, we got into a huge argument, and I told her that she actually needs to be a parent, that I'm very sick of her playing house at Jesse's house, and we have our own kids. She thinks I'm a heartless fucking man. I told her to be a parent to our own kids.
Wow. Girl, listen. I understand. First. Okay. Grief is a horrible thing. And you do really need a support network to get through it. And in that, I understand you wanting to lend your friend aid, especially because, it was her husband. That's a deeply painful loss. I'm assuming. I don't know the specifics. I'm just going on the assumption. However, what you were describing, being like the wife being away every single day and not being there for the kids, like that's not good for anybody. That's not good for your friend. That's not good for you. That's not good for your family. What you're describing is codependence, a codependence network. What the fuck are y'all even doing? Like, are you like just like, how is this going to help your friend, first of all, move through her grief? How is that you're hurting your own family because your husband now has to like balance working and also taking care of the kids, which is your responsibility. Like, you're just kind of screwing everybody over in this regard. And I honestly, what it gives to me, just from the information provided, is it's almost like this friend is having the wife replace her husband. And that's kind of why I made the lesbian joke earlier, where it feels like that I don't want to say that they're having an affair, but that's the vibe that it's kind of given. It's given like y'all are over there not dealing with your friend's grief. You're like playing house over there, and you're forgetting that you have kids that you like have to take care of, like, which is not. Girl, get it together. You may go.
Like, I think the difference between this story and the story that we read earlier is that, number one, it's not one kid, it's two. And then the second thing is that these kids are older. These little kids are like 6 and 9. And arguably, I think that kids that are older need more. They need more. Because at least with a newborn can just sit there and either cry or not cry. But like 6-year-olds, they crawl around, they walk around, they get into shit. They're hungry. They're
actively trying to kill themselves.
Right? They need to actively be watched a little bit more, and so does the 9-year-old as well. I mean, they need to be stimulated. They need, like, they need help with their homework, and they need to be learning, and they need to be, they just need to be watched and shit. They just need to be watched. So,
and also, they're going to be consciously aware that their parent isn't around, kind of by choice.
And then, like I told the other guy, I said, nut the fuck up and get to work. You're a fucking parent. But at the same point, it's like this is what the guy is doing. He is stepping up. He is when he isn't working, he is at home doing those things. But he cannot be in two places at once. At least in the first story, the nosy ass brother was in it. The nosy ass brother was like, helping out. But there is no nosy ass brother in this story. It's given that you're just over there eating cooch all day instead of taking care of your kids. And listen, I'm all for eating cooter. I'm all for eating cooch. If that's what you want to do, that's your business. Like, cheat on your husband, do the wrong thing. But at the same time, it's like,
there we go.
Your children need you, and that's not in a patriarchy way. That's just in a reality way. So this is what I'll say to the OP. Your wife is cheating on you. Leave your wife. Get that divorce. Call your mother. Call somebody. Didn't he say like her family isn't around them because they suck?
Yeah, and I did have the thought of like, oh, it doesn't seem the rotten apple falls far from the rotten tree.
You know, it's giving that you might have to divorce your wife and like maybe potentially get another job closer to your parents, or have your parents, I don't know if your parents are retired or not, but if your parents are retired, see if your parents can come move in with you. Okay.
Right.
And
I do
then,
that or move in with them. Just something where it's like these kids have a better support network. Because it sounds like this wife, she doesn't want to be a mom. That's what it's giving.
and then the wife can go play around with Jesse all damn day. That's what she want to do. I mean,
I love that we're just going full throttle with the lesbian affair.
On one hand, but I just feel like a month is a long time, but it's also not that long. So it's like, it's to a point where, yes, this is affecting their family and this needs to be addressed now, but also it's not like she's been neglecting the kids for like 2 years or something and like enough is enough and it's time to go. But so it's like, I think that there could be a little bit of a balance there, but I just feel like you are not the asshole here. I
agree. Not the asshole. However,
I think that Jesse needs other friends. Does Jesse have any other friends? Was Jesse a bad person? Also, she only has one friend.
Yeah, that's kind of why I said like that's why I mentioned the support network and the codependency, because it's like if for Jessie specifically, we'll talk about her. To deal with grief, you can't just have like one person come in to distract you from your grief constantly. You yourself have to dig deep and work through it. And yes, that does involve getting out of your shell and like talking to people and your families and your family and your friends. But it also means like discovering new hobbies, going out and doing new things, things that will help your own development to help your own healing. This is not going to help Jesse heal whatsoever. So it's not about helping Jesse. Let's be real.
It might be about escaping those kids, escaping that husband and those kids. It might be
escaping grief and children.
So I mean, girl,
I guess in this case, it's a relationship built on grief, because Jesse's grieving her husband, and the wife is grieving her life before she had kids.
Yeah, it's just good. I don't know, man. Leave your wife. Yeah, do it around. Leave your wife and figure something else out. And then when she finished grieving, she can find her a new husband and some new kids. Okay,
or a new wife.
Then, or a new wife. Yeah.
Well, the thing why I was curious about is like, what was their relationship before this? Because if it's this bad, there's no way there weren't red flags beforehand. There's absolutely no way. There had to be other things that would indicate this kind of behavior.
And it's also completely possible that like before this, everything was fine, and just like Jesse's just really taking the death of her husband like really badly. I mean, she could just be taking it really, really badly, and like she could just not be taking care of herself, and the wife feels like I need to be here for her, or she just will not survive. And like that's definitely possible, but like there still needs to be like a problem solution resolved to this, because
there needs to be boundaries to that, because even if that's the case, what are you gonna do? Just like be chained to her hip for the rest of both of your lives until the day that she dies? Like, no, that's not feasible, and that's not good for either of you. That's not gonna help anybody.
It will not help. It will not help at all.
Get Jessie some hobbies. Get her some get her into painting. Get her some watercolors.
Yeah. Or an AI sex bot,
That could work too. I mean, that'll also be a problem, but at least then the wife won't be able to escape parenting.
Right.
Then it's just Jesse's problem.
You could also just drop your kids off at a fire station and be done with it. That's legal. That is a legal thing you can do.
You're just like, well, I've tried it all. 6 and 9-year-old, I'm giving you up to the state. Good luck.
Good luck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we are the assholes.
This is such a dark story, yet it's so funny.
Okay. Let's do I think we have time for like 2 more.
That sounds correct. Yes. I feel like we're making good time. We're covering a lot of ground.
Covering a lot of ground. Am I the asshole for telling my husband no?
I'm curious about that one. Yeah.
And then, am I the asshole for telling my wife she can't have it both ways? Which one are we doing first?
Let's just start with no. I don't think it really matters which one we do first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it is your turn to read. So I'm going to send this to you real quick.
Yes, please do. I was about to say I have nothing in my inbox.
Like,
imagine I just had to make it up on the spot.
You're like, I just have to lie real quick and make something up.
You're right. And if you trust me to write this, it won't be published for like 5 or 6 years. So.
No, literally.
Okay, let's see. Am I the asshole for telling my husband no? I, 30-year-old male, am married to my husband, Michael, 30 male. Ooh, another gay one. Yay. I love it when gays are messy.
One. I love it when they're messy.
God. We both met in college and moved a few years ago and got married recently. A little backstory. Michael grew up in the conservative Bible Belt with an older brother, John, and a younger sister, Chelsea. Wow, we're getting everybody's names. Holy shit. Okay. I hope these are pseudonyms for the sake of privacy. She's 17. So, Michael's parents totally 100% accepted him for being gay. Not. His parents were livid and he moved far away from them as possible and has kept minimal contact except to keep up with his sister. I'm not surprised that we're only keeping in touch with the girl, the family. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on to the story. I work as a CNA and work long hour and night shifts. What is a CNA? I've never seen this abbreviation, actually.
It's just another word for nurse, a clinical nurse, assistant, associate.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. We're a nurse. Michael works part-time for right now as he was let go in 2020 during the pandemic. Oof. I come home from a long night of work to find Chelsea sitting on our couch with a cup of tea and Michael sitting across from her. I ask her what she's doing here as she's supposed to be 3 states away. She says my parents kicked me out. I ask her why, and she says because she's pregnant. Oh shit. She got knocked up by some head honcho quarterback, and he wants nothing to do with the baby. Men ain't shit. And her parents' plan for her was to either wait 2 months till she turns 18 and then get married to her piss poor baby daddy. Let's see. Chelsea didn't want to do that, so they kicked her out. Okay, that's weird. Because, he said either, but he only presented one option. Okay, that's very strange grammar. Anyway, point is Chelsea's got kicked out. Michael looked solemn in her explaining everything, like he was coming up with a plan. He pulled me aside and said, we should raise the baby. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's finish reading before we... Okay. I told him absolutely not because 1, we can't raise a baby, and 2, I don't want children. They aren't my cup of tea. Now Michael is upset because he wants to help his sister out. Chelsea doesn't really feel upset, but I'm not sure. She's at least asking if she can stay with us a while until she gets her own place, which I don't mind. Okay. I am curious why the fuck your boyfriend was just suddenly just like, or your husband was just like, we'll raise the baby. I'm like, did you consult Chelsea on that? Does Chelsea know that you're taking her baby? Max, you give your thoughts because I'm processing.
I personally feel like, are you the asshole for telling your husband no? Yes.
Okay.
You are the asshole because it's like, I think that if you don't want to raise their baby, that's completely fine. But the no, absolutely not, and then not coming up with any other ideas yourself is girl, I would be pissed off if I was the husband. This is the only family that he has left. This is the only connection he has to his family of origin. And I think that, as the sister standing by him, that meant a lot to him. So I feel like he wants to stand by her. And I'm not saying that because of that you need to raise her baby. I am saying though that you should be committed to helping her because she is your family by proxy of your husband. And when I say family, I don't just mean they're related by blood. I mean they're there for one another and they love each other. And she, even though she's 17 and could have went with whatever her parents said, I'm assuming she chose to support you guys. And like, she's 17, y'all are 30, y'all are adults. Y'all, I think you have a responsibility to help her through this. And again, I'm not saying that it has to look like you raising the baby, but like, girl, you could help her get an apartment. You could help her get a job. Okay, you could see if she wants to abort it. You can see if she wants to give it up for adoption. Like you need to be talking with your husband and Chelsea about her options. And I just feel like the flip it. No, we can't. Like, girl, because what if she does want to have the baby, and what if she can't take care of it, and what if he does want to like raise this? Like, I feel like should at least be up for some sort of like discussion. Like, dang. Bitch.
Okay. Okay, see, like I agree with all of that in the sense where it's like we need to like take care of her, like we need to help her get on her own feet and like live her life basically. But my thing is like it doesn't feel like OP is against any of the suggestions that you said though. It doesn't feel like he's potentially against helping her like find her own place. Like he literally says at the end, like, I don't mind her staying with us until she gets back on her feet. Because like the husband presented it's the we should raise the baby thing. I'm like, that seems a bitch much. That's your first suggestion. Like, that seems kind of wild. Like that's what's kind of throwing me.
I kind of get that though, because I think that like, because she is the only family that he is connected to. They're gay guys. They just got married. Like, they're 30. 30 is kind of that age where like you should, at least in our society now, 30 going into your 30s is that age where you get it together, you get married, and you have children. And I think it's easier for gay people to put off the having children discussion because it doesn't come as naturally to us as it does to straight people.
Well, yeah, because we can't literally accidentally spawn them.
Right. So oftentimes straight people be like, I don't want to have a baby. Oh, maybe we'll think about it. And then somebody takes off a condom, somebody pokes a hole in a condom, somebody forgets to take their birth control, something happens, something fails, and somebody gets pregnant. And it's like, oh, well, we're married, so we guess we have to have it. That happens all the time, but like with gay couples, that doesn't really happen. So I think this was kind of like, he wanted to have a baby anyway, and the OP didn't, and it's giving this was the perfect, in his mind, this was the perfect opportunity for him to have a baby because this is the baby that is related to him, so he can like see himself in this baby and like have this kind of fantasy of raising this baby with his
okay husband. But I'm side-eyeing the husband, Mage. I'm so side-eyeing the husband though, because it's like, but like, y'all, okay, we don't know if they've had that conversation yet, but like, if you know that your husband doesn't want kids, why are you holding out on the hope that one day they will change their mind? Because he loves, I hate that.
I can answer the question for you, because he loves his husband a lot and he wants to be with him, and he feels like he can change his mind. He feels like it's not like a serious thing that like will like prevent them from being together. I mean, that's such a common thing when people will be like, I don't want this. And then they say, okay, and they pretend to accept that. And then later down the line, they make the assumption that the other person will change their minds. And I will say that I think a lot of people do that because oftentimes that can be the case where like time will flow and time will happen, and somebody who, if you like something that you're not open to it, like let's just pretend they were together like for 10 years. Like saying I don't want kids at 20, I think it would be fair to think that your opinion might perhaps be different at 30. At the same time, I will give you that I think that it's not right and it's not fair for him to spring that on the husband, on the OP, and expect OP to just be all in on it. My only issue that's shitty. My only issue with the OP is that like you shot down this idea and then you didn't give any other like alternative solutions or like kind of want to discuss or get into it or talk about it. You're just like, no,
I mean,
and that's it.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's just because like we weren't told that, but like I don't know the way that they phrase the end of this. I'm not. I don't. I'm kind of willing to give the OP the grace that they're open to that, and they might have discussed that, but the Michael, like the husband, is like stuck on the raising the baby thing. That's the way it's framed here. That Michael is stuck on the wanting to raise the baby, like with them being like the main caregivers or parents or what have you. Like, it's either we're missing something or that's the thing that Michael is fixated on. And if that's the thing that Michael is fixated on, I'm saying Michael's the asshole, not OP.
Okay, that's fair. That's completely fair.
Because like, especially because for me, I am so like, I believe so thoroughly people should be able to choose how they want to live. And if you don't want kids and you know that for certain, that deserves to be respected. And you should not be frowned upon for not wanting to change your mind about that. Like, even if something like this were to come up, I think, yes, you are obligated to like help this person out, like Chelsea out, especially because that's kind of the humane thing to do. Like, give her that little safety net, be like a fun uncle. Like, especially because a lot of people who are child free, they do love the kids in their lives. They love being uncles or aunties. They just don't want kids of their own. So like that could be OP. I would imagine that's what OP is from how they describe the end of this. It's just, he doesn't want to raise the child. Like, like, girl, that's okay.
Yeah, I think this is like 141 days ago, so it's giving that she's about maybe 4 or 5 months pregnant at this point. So
I hope they figured it out by now.
I hope they figured it out. Okay, somebody said, I don't know what NTA stands for. I don't know what that stands for.
Oh, not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Of course you could raise a baby, but you don't want to. Parenthood isn't the kind of thing you take on just because someone else likes the idea, and there are other options. I do agree with that. This is what I would say to Michael, the husband. I would say that I think that your husband told you a while ago that he didn't want to have kids, and you felt like, oh, well, you know, he a fine shit and I want to be with him, so maybe he'll change his mind. And it's giving now that day has come and he has not changed his mind. So you have two
And I think
options.
Michael's an idiot for that.
You have 3 options. You could continue to force this issue with Michael and like potentially ruin your marriage and relationship over this.
Oh, Michael's the husband who wants the kid.
Yeah, Michael. I'm giving advice to Michael.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. Because OP is nameless, so.
I know OP is nameless, but like in the other ones, I talked to the OP and then I talked to the person that they were talking to.
Oh, no, because you said if you had this issue with Michael while talking to Michael. So it's like there are now two Michaels.
There could be two Michaels. I know a gay couple and they're both named Daryl. So
a tale of two Michaels.
Tale of two Michaels. Okay, but if you're having this, I bet OP Ben told you he didn't want a baby, but you were like, oh, I can fix it anyway. So you have 3 options, maybe 4. Your first option is you could force this issue with Michael, and then it could potentially ruin your relationship. 2, you could just help her figure out some other options, like I listed adoption, abortion, helping her raise it, all these other things. You could raise this baby. You could be like, I want to take this baby and raise it. I want to be a father. And I think there also has to, like, I can say that for OP, I do think that you should be strong in your decision and not want to have children. If you feel strongly about that, stand in it, even if that means losing Michael. But Michael, also, if you feel like now that this situation has happened and you have a desire to have children, and you feel like that desire to have children is so strong within you that you're willing to like potentially lose the OP, like, I also think that that's cool of you, and you might have to do that. So if you want to leave your husband and raise this baby alone,
cool. Y'all might have to realize you're walking different roads, and it's time they diverge.
It's time that they diverge if you want to raise a baby. Or
the crossroads of parenthood.
This is like the 4th option. I feel like this is the option I feel like they'll probably go down, and this is the option that'll work out for everybody the best. I think that y'all should have some sort of joint custodial thing where like y'all help Chelsea get on her feet, raise this baby, maybe financially support her for a while. Because, you know, she's 17. So she needs to get a job, but also she needs to like go to college and graduate and have a career. Like she needs to build her life up. So y'all might have to help her for the first like 5 to 6 years of this baby's life to build her life up. And then maybe you might have to take that role that the deadbeat daddy is not taking. So you might have to step up and be like, I'm taking him to daycare. I'm taking the baby here. I'm doing this for the baby. I'm paying for this. So you might have to co-parent with your sister and like step up in that way while the OP isn't that involved or doesn't have that responsibility. But at the same time, OP, if it's gonna be that way, then you'd have to be okay with like Michael doing that, like, because like y'all aren't raising the baby in your home custodially where you're with it every day, but like you'd have to be okay with like him having that role in that child's life, because that basically what that means is like money from your household that he's making is going to them. And are you okay with that? That means that time that would just be for you also spent with Chelsea and that baby. Are you okay with that? So that would also be a conversation, but I feel like I think that last thing that I described, that could work for them. I mean, if everybody, you know, I think that's a compromise that everybody could live with.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I think the thing is, though, is that this has revealed a deeper rooted issue, which is like the having kids of their own part. Like that might be irreconcilable down the road. Like what happens when y'all turn like 35 or 40 and Michael's like, no, I know I want to have kids. And OP is like, no, I still don't want to. Like, are you going to be okay with having spent more time in this relationship that, like, Michael, you could have spent, like, having kids? Like, are you going to be okay with that? Like, you need to, like, really reflect on that because it doesn't sound like OP is going to change his mind anytime soon.
And he shouldn't have to. And, you know, like, I think that, you know, Michael needs to have a real Mulan moment of like, who is that girl I see? Like, who is that girl you see in that mirror? Is that girl a father or is that girl married? Or a married father? And if you're a married father, then you might have to leave the OP. And OP... Yeah,
that's the thing I got where also, I feel like Michael wanted to be both, but now it's like, okay, it's like you might have to choose between those things. Do you want husband or do you want child?
I mean, you can have husband and child, but you can't have husband and child with OP.
At least not right now. Like, and not with OP.
At least not right now. Because I was going to say, OP, like, you really could. I mean, I'm not saying you need to change your mind. I'm not saying you have to change your mind. But think deep within yourself. You love your husband. You love your family. You love your life. Is that something that you could live with? Like, truly think about that. If the answer is still no, then of course, then fine. But do some digging, you know, before you throw your marriage away. But... you know, we're gonna tell you to do the wrong thing. We're gonna tell you throw away that whole marriage quickly and don't give out a second thought. Okay, just leave immediately.
Maybe this is just me, but this is also like a reason why it's so important to have conversations like this to figure out whether you guys are compatible with each other, like up front, like early on, and do not be delulu and think you can change someone. Don't ever do that.
Lie. So many people lie in the talking stage. So many people go like, oh, I don't want to have a baby. Oh, no, baby, that's cool. That's cool. I just want you. It's cool. And then they get...
meanwhile, they're quietly crying inside.
They think the circumstance or them getting in a situation where they are faced with a baby is going to magically change the other person's mind. And it's like, girl, it's not going to change.
So many people are like that, where they think a baby will magically change something. I just think of all like the straight couples too, who think that once they have a baby, things will magically get better, except they get worse.
Child, I don't see an update. Again, it looks like she's about 4 to 5 months pregnant. I hope that works.
I feel bad for Chelsea. Sister. I really do.
I really do. Her parents is not fucking with her, and then her brother and brother-in-law is debating whether or not they're gonna help her or not.
God, it's like
and then the baby daddy ain't shit. Like, girl.
Like, really, Chelsea is just trying to live her life and survive, and now here she is, like, the representation of whether the future of her brother's relationship is going to work long term. And she's just like, I literally didn't ask for this. I literally just wanted help.
Okay, for the final one, because we do have two options. We can do,
okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife she can't have it both ways? Or am I the asshole for calling my friend's husband a useless piece of shit?
Let's go with the useless piece of shit. That sounds fun.
All right, let me send you it. It's your time to read.
I'm so scared. Watch it be the most fucked up one of the night.
Literally.
Because it's like a title like this is either going to be comical or fucked up or both.
Or both. It could always be both.
Usually is. Okay. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's husband a useless piece of shit? My best friend and her husband have 4 kids. An 8-year-old girl, 6-year-old girl, 4-year-old girl, 3-year-old girl. Oh, all girls. Wow. Okay. A quartet. I feel like there's a Ruby joke in there somewhere. I'm not going to. Okay. My friend's husband is a great dad when someone is there to help. When he's alone with all 4 kids, he gets overwhelmed and freezes. A few weeks ago, my friend was sick, so I brought over dinner. We thought it was just a bad cold. When we were eating, my friend went to the bathroom and the 3-year-old followed her. 3-year-old came running out, said her mom was throwing up. All of the kids ran to the bathroom, followed by me and my friend's husband. I helped her clean up while her husband went to get her some nausea medicine and a thermometer. When he came back, I asked him to get the kids out of the bathroom so she could have some space. After we got the kids, I took her temp and it came out as almost 104. Oh, that's not good. Oh, dear. So I went out to get her some Tylenol and water. I get back and the kids are all in the bathroom again because their dad can't keep them away from the bathroom for 2 minutes. I give her the Tylenol and water, and she almost immediately starts vomiting again, then passes out. Her husband just stood there while I was trying to get her into recovery position, get the kids away from her, and call 911. I managed to get them all out of the bathroom, and her husband is coming back every 20 seconds, asking if I can call their nanny to help with the kids, if I can go to the hospital with her. Did I start the dishwasher? the dishwasher? Why is the dishwasher? Okay. Or does he need to hand wash the youngest sippy cup, etc.? I'm sorry, your wife is potentially dying and you're asking about a sippy cup. I'm going to keep reading. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When my friend regained consciousness, he even started asking her to do bedtime for the little ones. Did she wash their pajamas yet? Did they get screen time that day? Or can he put on a movie? I'm sorry. Were you not there? What? Okay. Okay. I told him his wife couldn't hold his hand right now, and he just had to figure it out. He told me he's not usually the one that deals with this, and he's trying his best. Then goes back to asking what stories the kids... Yeah, the thing we mentioned before, the daddies who don't know their kids, we got one in the works. Got one in the making. Okay. What setting does he put the sound machine on? And how do they like their meal? Girl, you are helpless. Holy shit. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I love it when I just break down in the middle of reading because I can't believe the words I'm seeing on screen. Okay.
No, literally.
I just snapped and told him to figure it out on his own and called him a useless piece of shit. Oh my god, it's been nearly a month and he still acts all pissy when I stop by the house. My friend says he'll get over it, but my boyfriend thinks I was unnecessarily rude and he was trying his best. Okay, your boyfriend ain't shit either. Shitty men covering for shitty men is all I will say about this. Am I the asshole for calling him a useless piece of shit when he couldn't handle his own kids while his wife was experiencing a medical emergency? Okay, I'm gonna assume that the friend is okay. But goddamn, y'all didn't know what that was in the moment, and I'm just
so like.
I understand.
Is she an asshole?
I don't think she is. I don't.
Stake your claim. Defend your answer.
Okay, so I'm sorry. The fact that this was like, my thought was like, her temp is high. She's not feeling well. Like, my brain immediately was like thinking like the worst, like something was like immediately wrong. And just like the fact that the husband can't keep the kids together and is like acting all like helpless, like asking all these like random questions while the mom is like going through all of this shit and the friend is trying to like help her and keep her alive, basically. I'm just like, you really can't do this on your own. You can't figure this shit out. Like, this also, I'm like, him saying that he doesn't normally do this kind of stuff. We can tell. And I'm like, even if you are like, actually, did it say whether or not she worked or did they both work? Okay, either way, like, even if, let's say, she's the one who does take care of this stuff, I feel like as parents, y'all both need to be ready to step up in case something like this happens. Like, again, it's a partnership. So if one of you is like down for the count and like really bad, the other one needs to be ready to like step up at a moment's notice. And it doesn't even seem like, okay, I want to give a bit of grace that maybe this is his like an anxious response to a crisis where he doesn't know how to handle it, because it does kind of sound like he's like a very anxious person. And as someone who like is prone to anxiety, I definitely understand that. But at the same time, it's like, these kids are counting on you. And also your wife, like, for all you know, your wife could be dying. Your wife is like not doing all that great. And here you are like having this fucking breakdown. Like, I kind of do feel like you're a useless piece of shit and you need to do better. Yeah. And I think you also need to get over being called that. Yeah. I understand the friend's reaction. I do.
Child, this is going to be full circle. I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to use the same judgment and the same advice I used for our first question. Yes, girl, you are the asshole. You should have kept your fucking mouth shut because, again, that's not your fucking business. On one hand, I do get that you helping your friend just like he was helping his brother, and just like the brother was going through it by himself and his partner was useless. Your friend is going through it, and their partner is useless. But this is what I'm gonna say to that. Your friend already knows her husband is a useless piece of shit. She's been married to him for a while now, and they have multiple children. She knows he's a useless piece of shit. That's known. And you probably knew that shit already. So why are you shocked? The fact that you had to go over there to take care of your friend when she was sick, as if she's a single mother that doesn't have a husband, that should have already told you right there. That should have already told you. The fact that you had to bring over dinner because your friend was sick and she got a whole man there that could have cooked but didn't.
I forgot about that detail.
Like, turn this on. So, you know, on one hand, I definitely get it. Like, he's a useless shit. On the other hand, he don't need you to tell him that. He don't need you to, like, if I was you, I would have been like, girl, I know you dying. What you want me to do with that useless man you got over there? You want me to help him, or do you want me to just tell him to figure it out? Like, if she could have spoken and communicated with the wife, if that was possible, I would have done that. Or I would have been like, hey, babes, I'm trying to help your wife get through this. I need you to figure it out. Like, I need you to figure it out. I need you to figure it out. Because you lashing out like that long term does nothing for their marriage. It does nothing to make him no longer a useless piece of shit. All you've done now is created a beef between you and him, which will ultimately turn into a rift between you and your friend, because unfortunately women will always pick dick over their friends. So
oh, that is like, the sad truth.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it and shit goes left and he's like, I hate that bitch, jump, and she jumps and you is left out in the cold, what does that get you? No damn friends. So
ooh, well, to be fair, she might have other friends. I don't know.
You know, she could have other friends. But it's like, you are the asshole here because, girl, you ain't had to say that shit. Now, do I think you an asshole in general for saying it? No, because would I have said that? Of course I would.
I would have lost my damn mind.
I would have lost my mind.
See, because I hear what you're saying, but in this kind of situation where it is this emergency, I don't blame her for snapping. I really don't. Like, homes among us wouldn't lose their minds and say some of the most hateful shit they could.
Because, like, on one hand, it's like, okay, Dad, you really don't know none of this shit about your kids. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, I think if that was going to be the case, then he should have called the nanny. If he didn't know anything, he should have called the nanny. Because
the fact that he was asking whether he should instead of making his own call, I'm like, are you that scared to make a choice?
You know, but because this could very easily be like, you know, man just works and doesn't do anything at home, and mom does everything, or because let's talk about these kind of women real quick. There are women who feel like a man's place is to make the money and bring home the money, and then her job is to cook and clean and take care of the kids, and that manifests as women not allowing men to make decisions for their kids, women not allowing men to take care of their kids. It's like, I got it, I know how to do it. I got it, I know how to do it. I don't like how you do it. I do. Like, I know people. I know.
It's like the marriage version of boys not being taught how to cook or clean or anything.
Right. I know women who will get upset at their husbands for doing things for the kids because it's like, you don't do it the right way. You don't do it the way I would do it. And it's not always that they don't know how to do it. It's that they don't do it the way that the wife wants it done. The Bible is that he did it the way the wife would do it. You know, it's like, if it's not done my way, then don't do it at all, kind of thing.
Which is absolutely insane. It's like, girl, like, shouldn't you be grateful you're getting the help?
Because, mind you, it didn't seem in the story that the husband was opposed to doing these things. It's that he was in an emergency, he needed to do these things, and he did not know how to do them, and he was asking how to do them. And it's giving, in default, he asked how to do things because that's how he always handles crisis. Crisis happens, he doesn't lead, he asks her. She leads. His leader is down for the count. So now he has no one to tell him what the fuck to do with his own children.
I hadn't even thought of it that way, where it's like, I guess I felt bad for the wife in this scenario because, you know, she's the one dying, but it's like, oh, she could be the root of this. This could be all her fucking fault.
We really could blame the victim.
Honey, I think your illness might be karma.
You know, karma is literally your boyfriend.
Or her husband in this case.
And I think that going back to the useless piece of shit thing, she could really feel like her husband is an incompetent, useless piece of shit, and therefore she doesn't want him to do anything. She doesn't want him to be in charge of anything or do anything. You know? That could very much be a reality. Or it could be like the friend said, I don't know.
I think your perspective actually did kind of illuminate a little bit. It made me feel for the husband quite a bit. I don't know. I guess maybe it's also because I had that reaction because I'm quite similar, where I'm a very anxious person. And so I see that in the husband, and it's like a projection almost of like, I wouldn't want to act like this, so why are you acting like that? I don't know. I still don't blame the friend for having that reaction, but I think this does kind of like point to a deeper rooted issue that this couple needs to sort the fuck out.
And then also, like, friend, where your children at? Are you leaving your husband and your children to come play over here with Jesse? Are you leaving your husband and your children? Oh yeah, because she
said she had a boyfriend, like not a husband specifically. So unless she says it, I'm just assuming that she doesn't have kids. That's my assumption.
Like, girl, like, all it is for your friend. I mean, I get it, it's your friend, but like, what? Who are you abandoning at home? Yeah. Yeah, so I do think, it's like, I don't think she's wrong for saying it because I would say that, but I also feel like you have to think in context of, you can't just think in context of the moment. You have to think of the repercussions and the context of what that's going to mean for your friendship in a week, in a month, in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years.
Especially because that comment of like the rift that could potentially grow because of this. That's some real shit. That can like leave your friend in like a very like not great situation down the road. I'm debating if I'm gonna change my. I'm still gonna give her like the grace. Because I really don't blame her for that reaction. And like ultimately this problem is like the couples to sort through. Like I hear what you're saying. I do. I'm just I feel like I don't want to judge her too harshly, especially because that kind of situation where the tensions are that high. I'm like, I'm not gonna blame her for reacting the way she did. I'm not.
So you saying she not the hoe, she not the asshole, but she is like a cheek. She is like a cheek. She not a hoe, but she a cheek.
Sure.
Yeah. Like, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, whatever
Okay.
you say. Why not?
I guess we're inventing a new term. You're welcome, Reddit.
You're welcome, Reddit. I'm sure they'll come up with a new acronym for it.
Watch, they already have one and we just don't know what it is, and they're just gonna be like, you're fucking idiots. You're morons.
We already have an acronym for cheek.
I mean, we told y'all that we don't browse this godforsaken website, okay? We're just visitors.
You know, but yes, child. That was a very interesting first session of the Do the Wrong Thing podcast.
If this is how it's gonna be, I am so fucking ready, because like this is some wild shit.
This is especially because wild shenanigans.
Because like again, it's like I think it's so different from what we usually do, because I usually just talk about fake people in cartoons. I think normally, because I'm kind of scared I'm gonna say a bad thing about a real living breathing person, but doing this now, I'm like, this is quite fun actually. I kind of enjoy this.
I mean, Sam, and we already talk about real life people all the time, like just not on camera. So now we're just like on camera talking about it.
It's a new era.
So like, I think when we do these Am I the Assholes, I feel like we need to have like at the end of the episode, we need to have like a who was the biggest asshole? Who was the biggest hole of the night?
Oh. Okay. Does it have to be like are we ranking only OPs, or can it be anybody from any story?
That's a good question.
Especially because, again, I'm Dory. My memory sucks.
I guess to make it fair, we could do anybody from any of the stories.
Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna scroll back. You know, I'm gonna go with the wife who's like having the lesbian affair with Jesse. Fuck you, bitch.
You're like, fuck her. Uniquely fuck her.
Raise your damn kids.
This is gonna be controversial. I think she was good. I mean, she was a pretty big asshole. So like, yeah, fuck her. However, she was like, figure it out. I think the biggest hole of the night was Zach from the story about the gay guys at the wedding.
Ooh, he was my runner-up.
Because I'm like, dang, like, you really just wanted to steal your partner's joy. Like, and then when
steal it, like, squash it, crush it in front of him, watch the hope drain from his eyes, his gay eyes.
He was like, oh, you wanted to make it all about you. And it's like, girl, you're his partner. Everything should be about him. To you. Like, what? You should be happy to be in a world all about him. You're his fucking Romeo.
For real, though. But it's like, we're going to be in a spiral if we keep yapping about Zach. But it's like, men like that, dumpster. You belong in trash. Because you are trash.
You belong in yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's kind of an uplifting, motivational way to tell someone that they're garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage. Garbage. This is so out of pocket and random, but I thought this earlier, and like we were like the one with Michael and stuff with like Chelsea and what she wanted to do with the baby if she wanted to get an abortion. I don't know why the fuck this happened in my brain, but I was like, maybe we can name the child Abortia.
Oh, Abortia Adams.
Abortionline.
Ciao. I don't know why I was thinking of garbage menage.
Oh, don't let Nikki hear you say that.
she's a Trump.
She's gonna make it. She'll make an AI diss track where the last 5 minutes is just a very long voice note of her whispering menacingly.
I feel like she doesn't even need to do that anymore. She's taken her mask off, and now she would just call me an F slur because she's a MAGA now. She's full MAGA.
That's true.
She's MAGA Minaj now. Okay.
And in a way, I'm so happy she can be her authentic, terrible self. Because now I know to avoid her.
At all cost.
Also, your Bigfoot song sucked. And also, Queen's only good song was the opening track.
I will always disagree with you on that, but
that's fair. Ganja Burn, I will protect.
You've gone too far. You've gone too far.
I'm okay with going too far.
Like, okay. Remember, everybody. Be yourself. Go too far. Be the
and do
asshole,
the wrong thing.
And do the wrong thing.
Every time.
Your host, Maxwell Media Inc. Give a round of applause to my lovely co-host, Unicorn of War. And
I chose war today.
Yes, we chose war, not peace. And yeah, remember to be the asshole. We will see you guys next time.
Do tax fraud. Goodbye.